What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Kicks, and today's video, man, is going to be a super dope video, a super important video, and we're going to talk about taxes, we're going to talk about reselling, and we're going to talk about the future. And guys, if you haven't watched these videos, man, I made a couple tax videos, a couple months ago, and they just talked about how the threshold was going down from $20,000 to $600, and now you receive a 1099K, which means the entity, gives you a tax form, in the mail or electronically, and also the IRS knows how much you actually made. So I'm going to tell you a quick story, a funny story that, back in 2018, man, I used to sell heavily on eBay because, I had to make some money. So of course, like I said, it's $20,000 as a threshold, and I would always go to like 19.995, like very close, so I didn't have to get a 1099K, and that reported to the IRS. So now, the IRS and the government is like, hey, they got hip to it because of, guys, listen right now, it's because of all the stimulus checks. So there was a huge, article about why they are doing this is because, a lot of the stimulus money, you guys call it free money, is not actually free. So they understand the gig economy. When I say gig economy, reselling sneakers, Ubers, DoorDash, Airbnbs, all those, you call side hustles, but they're not really side hustles. They're actual businesses. They were a multi-billion-dollar industry. The gig economy was multi-billion-dollars. And just like I told you the story, a lot of people would use my tactics, make this amount of money, stop right there so that income is not reported to the IRS. So the IRS is like, hey, government's like, hey, now we're going to lower that threshold to 600 so more people have to, pay their taxes, and will know, since the 1099 from the entity is, sent to the IRS, now you're liable. Now you can get audited. Now there can be consequences. Now there can be penalties. So now people have to start, paying taxes. So that is, me segueing to this is like, now reselling is real, man. Because you think about it, 75% of resellers do not pay taxes. Let's be real. 75% of resellers are not doing, filing their taxes on their, the sneakers that they sold on Stockx and GOAT throughout the year. But now most resellers have to do that, because at the end of the day, once you have $600 that is reported, to the IRS, Stockx, I don't know if they do this, but now Stockx has to be pretty serious. 2023, I know Stockx will make some changes, and you'll probably have to put your social security. You're probably going to have to put a lot of things. So once you hit that 600 mark, the information is going to the IRS. So now you have to make the choice. Do I want to take that risk and hope I don't get audited, or actually do my taxes? Because you think about it, there's a lot of 13-year-olds, there's a lot of 16-year-olds, there's a lot of, people that just do it just to make a few extra bucks. But once you hit $600, I'm not talking about $600 profit. I'm talking about $600 just made. So if you sell one PS5, that's $600, and now that income is getting reported to the IRS. So now people need to get organized. So the reason, I think that reselling is going to, go a tick down, but some people is like, it's not even worth the trouble. It's not worth the trouble of me, trying to resell for fun for a little bit, sell on StockX or GOAT, and now I have to do all this tax stuff. Some people is like, it's not even worth it. So now it's going to, take some of those people that are just reselling for the heck of it, and now they're just going to be like, hey, not worth it. I'm just not going to resell. So it's going to tick a little bit. But of course, the people that are doing it as a career, doing it as a business, doing it as, a legitimate income, those are the people that are going to actually have to do their taxes, have to, be organized with their tax write-offs, have to be organized, with everything. Because when you're not organized, you're going to pay a lot of taxes. Because when you have a business, yes. So I'm going to get this question a lot. Hey, Sniper Kicks, do I need to create an LLC to, have a business? So a lot of people, if you're reselling and you're making some decent money, you can go as a sole proprietor. A sole proprietor is basically your social is attached to it. So you don't have an LLC, you don't have a tax ID. Your tax ID is basically your social security. So that is valid. But if you want to go to the next level and get an LLC, you can do that as well. That's an actual business. There's a couple. You can Google how to, get an LLC and see the reviews, and it'll streamline that process for you. So it's just depending on what you want. But, now this is the thing. People need to start being organized now. 2023 is going down, and PayPal, eBay, StockX, GOAT, anything that, you know, pays you is going to actually have to, you know, keep track of how much money you make. And once that happens, send you a 1099 and, you know, give it to the IRS. So now it's time to be organized. Me personally, I use QuickBooks Self-Employed, and I use my credit cards or debit cards, my business cards, to actually purchase what I am buying. Inventory, I have a whole bunch of inventory. I have over 300, 400, 500 shoes in this, you know, in my inventory room. I purchase it with my card because it keeps track of it. Yes, you could pay with cash, but keep receipts. Be organized. Be organized, because at the end of the day, you don't want to pay extra in taxes for stuff that you have write-offs for. So that is the biggest thing. And, you know, I have younger subscribers who are like, hey, what are write-offs? I'm going to give you a perfect example. So if I buy a Jordan 1 Mocha, 170 bucks, and I sell it for 180. I know you're not selling mochas for 180. It will show that I made 180 bucks. But I technically didn't make 180 bucks. I only made $10. So that write-off is 170. You made 180. You have $10 that is basically taxable. And, you know, write-offs goes over. Comment below if you want me to just do a video on write-offs. Gas, internet, phone, you know, inventory that you're buying and selling. My sneaker room write-off. Man, there's just so many write-offs. So you can either get an accountant, or you can just be very knowledgeable of what you're doing. CPAs, you know, if you have a friend of a friend that knows somebody, find somebody, because at the end of the day, this is for real. This is for real. You want to keep money in your pocket. So you want to be organized, and, you know, you can keep money, because when you run a business, you have so many options to write off things and to keep money in your pocket. But, you know, I just want to touch upon more about where reselling is going to the future. Because, man, I'm really thinking, and I want to hear your opinions in the comment section. Is like, do you really think that resellers are gonna not, you know, is there gonna be more resellers, left resellers, or in the middle? I just think people don't really have the time. Naturally, people are lazy. People don't want to do all this tax stuff, all this 1099 stuff. You know, a lot of people don't want to do that. So that's why I believe a lot of people that use the resellers for the heck of it is not really going to do it. And now you're going to have the instance, a lot of people will resell just in cash, which is a viable option. Hey, the IRS won't know if you're just dealing in cash, doing cash meetups, doing, you know, Zelle, Cash App, which, you know, is a good option. It's a good option. But it's just hard to scale that to a big level when all you're doing is dealing is cash. Think about it. The biggest companies in the world are not dealing in cash. A lot of people that are making the most money reselling are not just dealing in cash. So that is the biggest thing you got to think of. If you just want to just do cash transactions, Zelle, Cash App, that can be cool as well. I don't know if the IRS somehow will find a way with people using Cash App and Zelle, and if they're using it for different things. It's just hard for them to do that. So if you want to do that, that's a viable option, and, you know, keep your money so you don't got to do that, those 1099Ks, man. But I just wanted to make this video, man, because it's going down 2023, and, you know, most people that resell, there's a lot of people that resell, man. 2021 really brought out, 2021 really brought out a lot of resellers, a lot of botters, because you saw with COVID, people had to find a way to make additional income. They got laid off their jobs. They were furloughed. They just had to find a way to make income. And it's not just reselling. Airbnbs, Uber, DoorDash, all that stuff. People had to find a way. But now, when you make money, 600 bucks. 600 bucks is not a lot of money. You're getting set at 1099K. And hey, man, if you have, you know, if you want me to make another video on taxes, on, you know, how I keep track of everything, how I, you know, end up writing off a lot of my stuff, how I, you know, keep track of my gas and, you know, everything, comment below and say, Sniper, make another video. So comment below if you want me to make another video, say, Sniper, make another video, because I really want to help you guys, man. I don't want any of you guys, you know, have penalties because you're not paying your taxes. They, you know, IRS wants their money. The one thing I tell you, the IRS wants your money. I'm going to tell you one funny story. I said in the other video, but I'm going to tell you one more funny story. It's not funny. It's a serious story, actually. So there was this one kid. He was a young kid. He had to be 18. He was selling crazy amount on Stockx. Like, he was selling close to, I don't know, it was in the 500,000 plus. Just making, you know, transactions. Like, you know, he'll get shoes selling on there. And one day he got he got something in the mail from the IRS talking about, like, hey, you know, you owe this much money, and he kind of ignored it. And, you know, a couple years later, he tells his dad about it, And now they just owe because there's so many penalties. Think about it. When you don't do it the correct way, there's so many penalties. And now he owes them so much money and didn't keep track of anything. And now he owes Harris so much freaking money because he wasn't organized. And he thought, reselling was just reselling. Yay, I'm just making money. But hey, there's a cost when you don't do it right. And I want to help you guys. Appreciate you guys. Sniper Kicks out. Peace.